Hey guys, welcome to our second episode. Again with me is Nikhil. I am Nikhil as well. Both of us are namesakes. We're from Kenstone Capital. Nikhil here is the co-founder of Kenstone Capital. I help them out with their marketing. And in this video, we specifically want to talk about vehicle loans.
Right.
Now, last episode we covered home loans.
Right.
And I hope you got a chance to see it. If you didn't, we will link it in the first pinned comment. So do check it out. But from a vehicle loan perspective, we are going to talk about how banks look at it, how a customer looks at it, how the manufacturer or the dealer looks at vehicle loans, how it affects them, and why I specifically wanted to cover vehicle loans was Nikhil was telling me that one of his biggest business in terms of volume is actually the vehicle repossession business.
Right.
So, so Nikhil, let's get started about vehicle loans.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, can you educate us a little bit more about this entire vehicle loan process? Typically, what are the kind of consumers when they come to you?
Right.
I mean, in their CIBIL, how the vehicle loan is reflecting? Is it good or bad? Before they're eligible for a vehicle loan, look, typically, even for me personally, right, I never had a loan.
Right.
And the first loan I took out was for my car.
Understood.
It was the first loan I took out.
Right.
And I was fortunate, probably because of my ITR or whatever it is, I managed to get it. But this is going to be the first time I have a credit history with a bank, if that's the right
Understood.
word. Right. And I'm sure for a lot of consumers, it's going to be the case.
Yeah, absolutely.
The vehicle loan will be the first experience of loan and a repayment with a bank, with an institution.
Right.
So from a consumer's perspective, can you just take us through that entire vehicle loan thing, what you should be careful of, especially if it's your first, loan?
Yes.
First is that. Second is when there is default happening, how much time do you have to be able to pay back to the bank and avoid that default or whatever?
Right.
Finally, from a repossession perspective, when bank comes to repossess,
right,
what are the rights they have? Like how do they tackle this entire situation?
Right.
So let's go step by step.
Yeah.
Let's start with the first thing.
Yes.
Which is my first typical, and which is going to be for most Indian consumers.
Right.
The first interaction they have with an institution loan company or whatever, the vehicle loan. So what should the consumer be aware of? What is the bank looking at from that consumer? What are your thoughts?
Absolutely. So let me set the context. So we are a growing economy. I think we are a developing economy, which is marching towards the developed. Right. No. So in this, we as consumers have aspirations.
Right.
So from multiple aspects. So one of our major aspiration is owning a vehicle.
Correct.
It can be a two-wheeler or a four-wheeler.
Right.
Both. I think we first own a two-wheeler. From a two-wheeler, the gradual progress is a four-wheeler. Having a car. For a family, right? So for every consumer, owning a two-wheeler and a four-wheeler is an aspiration.
Okay.
Setting aside the commercial vehicles, because commercial vehicle is for a business.
Right.
Somebody who's running a business, transport business will own a commercial vehicle. Well, let's set it aside.
Right.
Okay. Now, not everybody can afford to buy a two-wheeler or a four-wheeler via cash.
Of course.
I wouldn't suggest anybody to buy via cash because you are literally locking up the capital, right? No, because vehicle is a depreciating asset. It's not an appreciating asset.
Correct.
If you're buying an appreciating asset, then put cash.
Right.
So here, vehicle is going to be a depreciating asset. I would never ever suggest anybody to buy a vehicle, a two-wheeler or a four-wheeler via cash.
Okay.
That's first thing.
Okay.
Second. Now, once I look, let's assume that I have enough capacity to buy a vehicle. I go apply for a loan, either a two-wheeler or a four-wheeler. Bank first will hit my credit report, or check my credit score to check my credit worthiness. If I am eligible for a vehicle loan, say I'm eligible. Let's assume that I'm eligible. Then the bank will approve my.
So, what are they looking at when it is a fresh CIBIL profile?
See, when it's you said that actually you never ever had a loan in your history.
Yeah.
So here credit report always gives you a credit history.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
So based on which the bank will decide whether to give a new loan or not.
Correct.
when there is no history at all, bank will be at a fix. Right, no? Bank is confused now.
Right.
So you will say that, boss, I have income, I can give you all sorts of statements, all sorts of, my salary slips, offer letters, everything possible.
Right.
But still bank is always confused, hesitant.
Right.
To expose you a higher loan. They might give you a two-wheeler, but they might be hesitant to give you a loan on your Mercedes. Right now, which might be worth 50-60 lakh rupees. Which they would never do.
Okay.
Even if you have an income of 10 lakh rupees per month.
Right.
Right, no? Because there's no history.
Right.
So now they will, if you still insist them to give you a Mercedes, loan for Mercedes, then they would ask you to build a history.
Okay.
So either you can take a credit card, or there's something called credit builder program, wherein you can buy a secure credit card.
Okay.
You can keep a deposit of maybe 10,000, 20,000, 30,000.
Okay.
Get a credit card issued against that particular FD.
Okay.
And use the card.
Okay.
So bank will report your usage pattern to the credit report.
Okay. And that's your history getting
the score gets built. The history gets built.
How did I get my car loan then? I mean, I'm just trying to understand. I'm not.
Yes.
So I got a car
for
loan.
How much?
I got a car loan for 12 lakhs.
12 lakh rupees.
Yeah.
You had
and
a
I paid a.
income. You paid a.
I paid a deposit of, I think, 4 lakhs.
And your dad might have put a reference.
So this is interesting that with this particular bank, I had a history of almost 10 plus years.
You have a current account there?
I have a savings account and a current account with this bank for 10 plus years.
Exactly.
So I had a relationship with the manager.
You have a relationship.
Right. But I didn't have a loan.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at least you have a relationship.
Right.
Wherein, see, this is absolutely about the trust.
Right.
Trust and relationship. No, if I'm handing over my money to you, I should know who are you. That's the first question, no?
Right.
I don't want to hand over my money to some random guy.
Okay.
And lose my money.
Right. So it's the same thing for the bank.
Absolutely.
So in this case, because
the trust is built, no? Because they have a relationship. You have a relationship with the bank.
Right.
For from past 10 years, having your savings in current account.
Right.
With transactions, they have a clear view of your view on all your transactions.
Right.
They could easily approve your loan account.
Okay. So at that point, they didn't have to depend on CIBIL, is what you're trying to say. Okay.
Exactly. If you had gone to a new bank wherein there's no history at all, you don't have any accounts there.
Right.
They need something to rely upon, no?
Right.
So that's where they check your creditworthiness and CIBIL and everything.
So you're saying that they use CIBIL as just an additional indicator, whether to give you a loan or not.
Not just one of the indicators, I would say, not an additional indicator, but it's one of the factors that comes into picture.
Okay.
Here also, your banker would have checked your CIBIL.
Okay.
And the CIBIL would have clearly stated that this guy do not have any history of taking credit.
Right.
So, and he would have verified all your statements.
Right.
You have good income that's coming in.
Right.
Then it's apparent for anybody that, yes, I can disperse loan for him.
Okay.
Because he can pay.
So the bank does have discretion like that. Even if the reason I'm asking you these questions is I am under the assumption that for most people the two-wheeler loan or four-wheeler loan will be their first loan.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay. So especially for those who don't do a lot of credit card and things like that.
Yeah.
I would assume
or a four-wheeler would be their first loan, right?
Yeah. At least I'm sure 30-40% it will be the case.
Now I think going further, it's not the two-wheeler or four-wheeler, it's going to be app loans. At the age of 15, 16, people are taking app loans.
Right.
In their life, the app loans are going to be their first loans.
First loans, yeah. Guys, we are going to talk about app loans in upcoming episodes. Please do subscribe for that because Nikhil has some amazing stories about
coming around app loans.
But yeah, I didn't have
funny stories.
So I didn't have that access to app loans, and I was very fortunate. I never really needed a loan. Like I got a scholarship during college, and I didn't even need a student loan.
Absolutely.
So I guess so that's another thing. It's probable that student loan can also be a very early loan. But I'm trying to ask you these questions because I'm just trying to understand that when giving a vehicle loan specifically, what is a bank looking at?
Same. I mean, from a bank's perspective. What is it? See, the bank's business is lending.
Right.
They're giving you money.
Right.
They want to give money to somebody who can pay it back.
Correct.
No? Who's trustworthy and who has an intention to pay back.
Right.
It doesn't matter whether it's a vehicle loan or a housing loan or a personal loan, especially in cases of unsecured loans like
Right.
personal loans or credit cards.
Right.
Their underwriting, this whole the check of trustworthiness is called underwriting.
Right.
Where they underwrite you,
Right.
verifying all the facts
Right.
as to whether this guy, if a loan is given, will pay back or not.
Correct.
So that whole process is called underwriting. The underwriting has to be really strong in cases of the unsecured loans, because once disbursed, once utilized, the guy doesn't pay, there is no recourse.
But in case of vehicle loan, it is secured.
It's secured. It's hypothecated.
Okay.
If the guy doesn't pay back, then they can recover.
So can you just explain this term you used called hypothecated? What does it mean?
So bank in the book of RTO, so it is very clearly stated that so this so and so vehicle is under the loan of Canara Bank or any.
Okay, so it's registered even with the government.
With the RTO.
Okay.
Within the RTO, it's hypothecated, and RTO book clearly states that a loan has been borrowed on this particular vehicle,
car.
this particular vehicle or a car or a.
So to a large extent, a vehicle loan is a secured loan then.
It is a secured loan.
Okay. So bank, it will look at your credit history, of course, as you said, and then look at your income statements, your relationship with the bank. Yeah.
The collateral is anyway there. You know the value.
So as you said, the 3 C's.
The 3 C's.
Right.
The creditworthiness, capacity, and collateral. Collateral is anyway there. If it's a new vehicle.
Correct.
If it's a second, if it's a used car or a used bike,
right,
then there is a valuer. The valuer comes into picture who will value the vehicle.
Right.
Based on its condition. They have some 50-point check, 100-point check, wherein they'll check for accidents, the capabilities of engines and
everything. So the bank has a valuer, is it?
Yeah, the bank will have its own valuer.
Okay.
Absolutely. The valuer will do those 100-point or 50-point check, verifying the entire condition of the vehicle, and he will value it.
Okay.
He'll value the vehicle. And against that value, the bank will disperse the loan, maybe 80%, 70%, based on, it's all discretion of the bank.
Okay. So this is from the getting the loan perspective. Now, from a consumer's perspective, explain to me what should be the right thing he should do while paying back that loan.
Yes. So from a consumer perspective, paying back on time every month would be an ideal situation.
Okay.
So if he does that, he'll not have any trouble. Okay. He doesn't have to worry about anything.
Right.
Once the loan is closed, bank will give an NOC which he has to submit to the RTO to remove the hypothecation.
Okay. So after that, the loan is the vehicle is now
even in RTO, it's updated that the loan is closed.
Oh wow! Okay.
It has to be updated. No,
I don't think. I hope many people are doing this. I never knew about this.
I'm not sure. A lot of people miss out.
Yeah.
But this will become a trouble while selling the vehicle. Again, he has to go to RTO, get an NOC from the bank, update it.
Right. I had no idea about this. I have been paying, but I mean, I have a couple of more years left.
Yeah.
But then
we should be doing this. Once the bank issues an NOC, go to RTO, get it updated.
Right. Okay.
Get the registers updated.
Perfect.
Okay. Now it's all online. Yes.
So these are the two things you should do from an ideal perspective.
From an ideal perspective.
Pay on time. Get an NOC once the loan is cleared.
Loan is clear. Get an NOC.
What happens if, for example, my car or my bike, God forbid, but gets into an accident? At that point, what happens?
Insurance. It's straight away insurance.
Okay.
Claim insurance.
And insurance is claimed. It doesn't affect, but I have to still keep paying the loan.
Yeah, absolutely. So loan has got nothing to do with the accidents or anything of such sort. Even if it's stolen or anything.
Okay.
So loan will be there.
Okay.
The insurance, you need to quickly apply for an insurance. If it's stolen, then based on your IDV value, the insurance becomes applicable. Insurer guy will release the funds.
Okay.
That funds will gets adjusted towards your loan.
Okay, but I still have to repay the remaining amount.
Whatever it is. Yeah, remaining.
Okay.
Yeah. And close the loan account.
Okay.
Actively.
Okay.
Don't ever neglect it.
Okay, so
don't ever neglect it.
So why are you stressing on this so much for our audience?
Because I have a case wherein somebody neglected their theft vehicle. They registered, FIR is done, and everything is done.
Okay.
But what happened is the insurer raised a concern. See, the insurer will not simply insure you.
Correct.
He will also have the counter offer, wherein you claim 6-7 lakhs, and he will have a counter offer of 5 lakhs, and they'll also file a petition in the court.
Okay.
This whole fight will go on in court. It can go on for years.
Okay.
It can go on stretch if you fight with an insurer, and when you do not agree with the sum that he is quoting.
Okay.
When the fight is going on in the court, if you skip all your EMIs, if you stop paying your EMIs because the vehicle has been stolen, it is hitting your credit report.
Oh, okay. So even if you put the theft, it does not matter. You have
not matter.
You have to continue paying your EMIs.
Continue paying your EMIs, otherwise your credit profile will get destroyed. Literally.
Okay. I mean, this is an important thing to note. So, how often do you see cases like this?
This is not too many,
Okay.
but I have come across these kind of cases.
Okay.
Let's assume there's an accident that has taken place,
Okay.
and vehicle is completely the severity of accident is to such an extent that vehicle is crushed.
Right.
It's no more usable.
Right.
Then once the insurance sanction happens, it should be diverted towards the bank where the loan amount gets adjusted.
Okay.
If it's more, pay it and close it.
At that point.
Make
you
sure
ignore
that you oversee the entire process. Make sure you follow up with the insurer.
Right.
Make sure you follow up with the banker. This is not a seamless process. You will have to follow up.
Okay. There will be a little bit of fight also.
Yeah. You will have to follow up. Make sure that entire thing is closed.
Okay.
And your account is closed.
You need to have.
And you have gotten an NOC also.
Okay.
Anyway, you don't have to go to RTO.
Yeah, but you at least have the NOC.
NOC from the bank.
Right.
So that even if it's not updated in your credit profile, you can manually get it updated.
So guys, I mean, this is a simple thing which I think a lot of people ignore.
In a scenario of total loss.
Right.
This is a scenario of total loss. Follow up specifically with insurers, specifically with banker. Get the loan closed.
Okay.
Get it reported to CIBIL as account closed.
And keep your CIBIL score healthy, basically.
Healthy, absolutely healthy.
And the few cases which you've come across where court case is going on and the EMI is not paid, what happens then?
The profile is destroyed, because of which bank will keep reporting DPDs.
Wow. Okay.
Will keep
and you can't remove them also.
Nothing. No,
Even if you tell the court case was going on.
Once it's a DPD, then it's impossible to remove. No, the bank has got nothing to do with the court case, theft or anything. The borrower is always liable to pay the loan amount or EMIs or anything of such.
Okay. So these are some simple things to take care of when you have theft and accident. Absolutely. So ideal you have explained.
Yeah.
Theft and accident you have explained.
Yes.
Now, what are the other scenarios from a consumer perspective which are healthy, which you should do?
Yeah. So never ever default.
Okay.
Okay. On a vehicle loan.
Okay.
If it's a financial crisis, if you're finding it, there can be three scenarios. Default scenario. One is willful, wherein I don't care. Let me see what banks can do.
Okay.
Yeah. This is one case. Okay. Let me see. I've gotten my vehicle. I've gotten it on loan.
Right.
That means I'm thinking it has come for free. Right?
Right.
Now let me see what banks can do.
Right. Hirogiri.
Let's see. That's one case.
Okay.
Second, I have bought vehicle because of social pressure.
Okay.
Now I am unable to service
the EMI. Okay.
Yeah, because there are too many EMIs to service.
Right.
Let's assume my salary is only 1 lakh of rupees.
Right.
But my expenditure is going to the tune of 2 lakh rupees. What do you think? What do you expect me to do?
Right.
Obviously default, no? Right. This is second scenario. Third is financial crisis. Some emergency happened.
Right.
I have literally debt trapped. I'm literally debt trapped. Okay, because this is due to a loss in terms of death, in terms of financial, or it can be any sort of emergency because of which there is a total screw up.
So what happens? What do you do in that? So all these three scenarios, what do you do?
Yeah. First scenario,
don't be a hero.
Yeah, don't be a hero. Because there is something called NPA, non-perform. Bank will, if you fail to make 3 consecutive payments.
Okay.
If you fail, the bank will report that particular account as non-performing asset, NPA.
Okay.
It's prescribed by RBI.
Okay.
It's a process. 3 consecutive months of non-payment will be appointed as NPA. Once an account becomes NPA, bank has the authority to repossess the vehicle. The
Okay.
process is extremely simple. Banks will send a 7-day notice to the borrower stating that if you do not regularize or normalize, when I say normalize, pay all the 3 months ka EMI.
Hmm.
Do not normalize or regularize the account, then bank has the authority to, bank will repossess
Okay.
the asset. They call it as asset.
Asset is the vehicle.
Asset is the vehicle. It can be anything.
Okay.
Okay. If the borrower ignores the notice, then it will be assigned to a third party agencies like us.
Okay.
Okay. And we will trace the vehicle and repossess it.
Okay.
Okay.
So you have gundas on your payroll?
No. We have professional negotiators. We call them professional negotiators.
Okay.
We do not get into any sort of verbal or physical abuse.
Okay.
Nowhere.
Okay.
We don't want to.
So we'll come
Because
to.
there are compliance from the bank.
Okay.
So
There's a lot of
we
compliance.
always comply.
So guys, we're going to talk about the repossession process a little bit later with some real examples. But you just finish your thought on what the bank has the right to do in all these three scenarios when
Yes.
3 months you have not paid. So you'll send negotiators and you'll repossess the vehicle.
Repossess the vehicle.
Okay.
Once the vehicle is repossessed, you still have a time
Okay.
to get it back.
How long?
So basically, 30 days. Once the vehicle is repossessed, bank is always concerned about money.
Correct.
Bank do not want vehicles. Banks do not run a cab service or a vehicle. Bank's business is not a taxi service business, right?
Correct.
Bank's business is lending.
Correct.
And they'll always be focused on lending.
They want liquidity. They want cash.
Exactly. They want cash back. They want their cash back.
Right.
To get their cash back, either this guy has to come and regularize the account,
Right.
pay EMIs on time, or clear all the dues
Okay.
and pay. And going further, he has to pay on time.
Okay.
That's it. Or bank has to auction it off, sell it off,
Correct.
and recover the funds.
Okay.
Right. To auction it off, there is a process.
Okay.
There's a valuer from a bank side who will value the vehicle,
Okay.
who will evaluate the condition of the vehicle,
Okay.
put a price, peg a price.
Okay.
Once the price is fixed, we call it as reserve price. That's
Okay.
the base price.
Okay.
Okay. Once the reserve price is fixed, it will be published in a notice. We
Okay.
call it a sale notice.
Okay.
And after sale notice, the auction will always be fixed after 30 days. From the publication, it's 30 days.
So during
gap
this
is 30
30-day time,
Huh.
if the person comes and pays back or regularizes the
He gets
account,
the vehicle.
the auction is
not-
cancelled.
Yeah, it's called off. It gets called off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you do have time.
Do have time.
You
to
have
get
3
back.
months. Say you have a financial crisis.
Yeah.
So you have 3 months plus
For
7
NPA.
days. 3 months for NPA plus 7 days. After it gets repossessed plus 30 days.
Plus 30 days. It won't happen so seamlessly.
Huh.
Banker will also talk to the borrower, give him some time, then only publish the sale notice. After publication, again 30 days.
Okay.
Can say you'll easily
You
get
have about
60
4
days.
months.
Yeah, is more than that. 5 months.
Yeah, 4-5 months where you can
Yeah, five
arrange
and
funds
half.
and try to clear your dues.
Yeah, get the vehicle back.
Okay.
That's not happening, then auction will happen. Bidders will participate. Whoever is the highest bidder will get the vehicle. He has to seal the deal, and the bank will transfer the vehicle
To the new bidder.
to the new bidder. straight
And what
away.
happens to the previous loan account then? Which I have ongoing, which I have not
Exactly.
paid. Huh.
So once the bidder pays the entire amount, whatever the highest bid, that particular amount goes to this loan account.
Okay.
Let's assume the vehicle was valued at 7 lakh rupees
Okay.
and the outstanding is 9 lakh rupees.
Okay.
Let's assume the vehicle is sold at 7.5. That's the highest bid,
Okay.
which the vehicle could.
What if there is a lower bid than the reserve price?
No, that's not a possibility. That is
Okay. To participate, you need to.
to participate, that is the thing.
Okay.
7 lakh rupees is the reserve price.
Okay.
You cannot go lower than that.
Okay.
Yes, we call it as reserve price.
Okay.
Yeah. So there is a difference now. 9 lakh rupees is the outstanding. 7.5 is what the vehicle could manage to get. Now the difference is 1.5 lakh rupees. The 1.5 lakh rupees will go into settlement.
Okay. So you still are liable to pay that 1.5 lakh after your
Absolutely.
vehicle is repossessed.
Absolutely. Otherwise, it gets reported to CIBIL as either settled or written off also certain times.
Okay. Both are huge red flags.
Red flags, huge red flags, which will block one from getting a new loan.
Any future loan.
Any future loan. Again, that guy has to go back to bank, understand what is the outstanding that is there that I need to pay back to close this particular account.
Right.
Close it, get it reported to CIBIL to clean up the CIBIL. This whole process.
Okay. And you tell me this, there'll be a lot of cost which the bank has incurred,
Yeah.
right? Like
Absolutely.
the towing machine.
Everything gets added to the borrower's account, debited to borrower's account from
Including the auctioning cost.
including the auction cost, repossession charges,
Okay.
valuation charges,
Okay.
publication charges,
Okay.
paper publication.
Okay,
There's a paper
okay.
sale notice
Right.
will be published in 2 different papers. One is regional language, the other one is English.
Okay.
Publication charges, then the auction platform charges. There's some platform charges that comes into picture. So all these charges will be debited to borrower's account.
My God.
It gets added. That's a added gift, bonanza.
Okay.
So if you default on a vehicle loan.
So what are the rights which the bank has over the vehicle and how they can repossess it? And first is that. And second is, what are some rights which the consumer needs to be aware of
Right.
when they're handling this situation? Because of course, even vehicle is a very emotional purchase. So
Absolutely.
how do you, like, what are the rights which the bank has and what are the rights which the consumer has?
See, bank has absolute right, because bank in a hypothecation agreement, when it's an hypothecation agreement, it is very clear that till the time the loan is closed, bank asset belongs to the bank.
Okay.
So bank is the real owner. You understand this face value, no? From a face value perspective, the borrower is the owner of the vehicle. But till the time loan is closed, the bank is the real owner.
Correct.
So bank can follow if the buyer or the borrower defaults on the loan and account becomes NPA, then bank has every right to repossess the vehicle, sell the vehicle, and recover the funds.
I understood that. What my question is, during the activity of repossession,
Right.
what all rights do they have?
Yeah. Here, I mean, as exactly I was explaining, I'm trying to enlighten the borrower,
Right.
to understand these facts. If God forbid, if you go through a repossession situation. Okay. So one important aspect to remember is ask for the authorization letter from the repossessor. Whoever the agent that's coming, just check with him, are you carrying the authorization letter where it clearly states that so and so bank has authorized so and so agent to repossess the so and so vehicle.
Don't panic if they come and approach you. Ask for the authorization letter.
Ask for the authorization letter.
Why are you stating this? Has this been misused or abused?
Absolutely. I mean, in one of the scenarios, see, I mean, all these agents are ground level.
Right.
Right? They're ground level boys that are involved. These are not engineers or MBAs that's involved in the repossession scenarios. So they would have, mistakenly shared details of all these vehicles with one of their friends or multiple, or anybody in their groups.
Right.
And the data would have gotten leaked. There every possibility of data getting leaked.
Okay.
Right. This bank also wants to control it, but they can't, because they can't engage MBAs and engineers
to do repossessions.
Right now. They have to engage all these ground level boys,
right,
to get the repossession done. They are trying their best to, maintain the confidentiality of data, contain the data leakage, but still
it happens.
It's impossible it's unavoidable to totally block or make it it happens literally. So in one of the cases, what has happened, due to data leakage, some random guy has gotten access to this data.
Okay.
This guy using the data has stopped a particular vehicle.
Okay.
Who has actually had defaulted a particular bank.
Okay.
He had to pay the bank.
Right.
And this guy said, your vehicle you have defaulted the so and so bank. He said, yes. Now we have come here to repossess your vehicle. Obviously the guy got panicked. Said, no, what is the solution? I don't want this repossession to happen because I'm dependent on this vehicle. It was a transport vehicle. I'm dependent on this vehicle for my living.
Right.
So he said, then pay me. pay me. Till the time you pay me, your vehicle will never be repossessed. I
Wow.
think he would have paid some 5 grand, 3 grand, whatever XYZ to that
Amount,
guy.
right.
He would have left the vehicle. This way,
This is-
the data is getting misused.
Right. This is basically, I mean, this is like a scam.
Kind of scam, because see, the bankers are
It's-
facing all these issues.
It's illegal for that person to also collect money.
Absolutely illegal. He is not an authorized agent of the bank. So this is where I'm trying to,
Educate the
enlighten
consumers.
or educate
The
people.
first thing you have to
First
ask
thing,
is authorization letter. Okay.
Second thing, call the manager.
Call the manager.
Call the manager. See, a lot of people wouldn't, muster courage to call the manager, because
Actually, I don't
within
even
them,
have my bank manager's number.
within them, they know that they are defaulting. They have defaulted.
Okay.
They have that. They're ashamed
Shame.
of calling the.
Right.
They're ashamed of calling the branch manager, because they know that they have defaulted.
Okay.
It's an
an
very
embarrassment.
embarrassing situation. No?
Okay.
This is what gets capitalized in such kind of scenarios.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's all authorized. Just ask for the authorization letter.
Okay.
If you clearly read that authorization letter, you will get to know that so and so bank has
And but
authorized.
still, do talk to the manager.
Do talk to the manager if you want further confirmation.
Okay.
So when you further confirm, it's very clear that the so and so agent has been authorized to repossess the vehicle. Don't create any noise. Just surrender the vehicle. It will be parked in the storage yard.
Okay.
Once you clear the accounts or normalize the account, your vehicle will be given back. But do check these two and do verify.
Okay.
That's always good.
So you explained some of the rights, and this makes sense. I mean, of course, you want to avoid scams and things like that.
Right.
And don't hesitate to ask for these things,
Don't ever hesitate.
because
You have all the right. See, we clearly understand that you have gone through a financial crisis situation.
right.
We also understand that now that you are recovering back from the situation, you will make the payment. Maybe now, maybe a month later, maybe 2 months later.
Right.
Do that. No issues at all. But communicate. Don't ever stop communicating with the branch manager.
Okay.
Communicate, let them know that this is the issue that's happening and I should be able to pay within so and so period.
Okay.
Even if you do not have trust, then repossess the vehicle, keep the vehicle in your storage yard. Bankers will wait. They'll never ever auction.
Okay.
They'll keep either they'll leave the vehicle or they'll keep the vehicle in the storage yard till the time this guy comes back and makes the payment and then releases the vehicle. They'll never auction it.
So their preference is always to give you benefit of the doubt.
Absolutely, towards the borrower.
So have open communications with them. Is what you're saying.
Always have an open communication with the branch. Always have a good relationship. They have given you money, no?
Right.
So you should have that intention to pay back.
Right.
See, for a banker, it's a business. Lending money is a business.
Right.
And if you have taken money, then you should. You also the banker would have made it clear that you are taking so and so money, and you have to pay it back in so and so period with so and so interest. It's very clear, no? Knowing all the facts, you would have taken money. Now your intention is bad. That's where all the trouble happens. If your intention is not bad, there's no trouble only. You can always have an open conversation with the banker, even if you face any sort of financial trouble.
Okay.
Absolutely. If your intention is bad, then that's where the whole,
So as you said,
cinematic
the hero
problem
giving.
arises. The cinematic problem arises.
So now you tell me this. So you explain the scenarios, right? First is you're just being a willful defaulter.
Right.
Second is
Right.
You have had a financial crisis.
Right.
So if you have had a financial crisis and you will not be able to make some payments, what would you suggest to consumers? How should they handle this situation?
So my clear suggestion would be surrender the vehicle.
Okay.
Surrender the vehicle. The vehicle would be auctioned and sold, and whatever the proceeds that come from auction would be adjusted to the loan accounts.
Okay.
Whatever remains. Let it be. It gets reported as settled. Once your financial situation improves, go back to bank, try to pay back the remaining, get your CIBIL fixed.
Okay.
You'll once again become eligible for a new loan, fresh loan.
Okay. And when you say surrender the vehicle, what does that mean? Like, how's the process like?
Just go to a branch, surrender the keys. Park the vehicle, surrender the keys. The branch manager will take care of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's a
absolutely.
very straightforward process.
Very straightforward. Just go to the branch, park the vehicle there, give the keys to branch manager, tell him that boss, I am running through crisis. I won't be able to pay this loan back. I'm surrendering. My vehicle is outside. Take the keys. Done and dusted.
Is there any documentation or something at this point?
He can get a letter from the branch stating that my vehicle has been surrendered.
Okay.
To the so and so.
So there are scenarios, guys. This is life. Things go bad. There may be chance of financial crisis.
Right.
At that point, it's important to handle it correctly, and you suggest handle it right.
Handle it right.
Okay.
With ease, because repossession is emotionally traumatic.
Right.
So it feels like somebody is snatching, something out of you. That's how it feels.
Right.
So rather than having an attachment with a vehicle, if you're facing trouble,
be clear.
It is very clear that asset till the time loan is closed,
right,
do not belong to you.
Correct.
Right? No.
Correct.
Till the time loan is closed.
Correct.
So if you're facing crisis, a loan is running, then give that asset back to the real owner.
And according to you, in your personal experience, how long do you think, if you end up going through a financial crisis, and you end up missing out on payments, if you handle it correctly, how long does it take to rebuild your CIBIL?
It all depends on how long it takes to rebuild yourself.
Right. So imagine I managed to do it. Now I want to get back into
within 6 months.
6 months you can do it.
6 months, yeah, within 6 months. But one, he has to close the loan account.
Right.
Second, he has to build his history back.
Okay. So he'll have to take some credit card or something.
Credit card or history back.
So that it builds back up.
Yeah. Now, as exactly I said, CIBIL takes into account
last 3 years.
Last 3 years. Past 3 years ka history to calculate the score.
Guys, so anything else about vehicle repossessions or vehicle loans we should know of?
I mean, these are the the bare facts. If you have any questions or any scenarios that
let us know in the comment section below.
Any specific questions that you want to ask, for that particular scenarios, you can always shoot a question.
Sure. We'll definitely answer to it in the comments, guys.
Absolutely.
And
because what I'm giving you is a real overview of the entire process.
Right.
You want to get into nitty-gritties, always shoot a question. We can also answer with the facts.
100%. So before I let you go for this, any interesting repossession story where you actually felt like you're in a movie?
There are a lot of them which I do not want to specify in front of a camera.
Right. I mean, of course, don't name any names, but any story which you would be comfortable sharing.
Yeah, absolutely. In one of the repossession scenarios, one of our boys had gone to repossess a tractor.
Okay.
The tractor, tractor is always is an agricultural equipment.
100%.
And it belongs to a farmer. He had gone to a village. He entered a village to repossess the tractor. He pulled out the tractor, got onto the tractor, tried to pull the tractor out. Some other 10 tractors started surrounding him, going around.
My God, that must be very scary.
Exactly like in a Telugu movie.
Okay.
So he had to come back without doing anything. I mean, he just couldn't.
And
so it's life and death, no? I mean, now it's life and death.
Right.
Just park the vehicle wherever it was there and he came back. That's it.
And how do you handle cases like this when you come there?
It's difficult. It's difficult. It's very, very, very difficult to get inside the village and pull the vehicles out.
In general, I'm asking, when you have a person who is not willing to give up the vehicle, what do you do?
We wait for him to get outside.
I didn't understand.
Get outside his village. He can't go around with 100 people, no?
Right.
He has to get out. He has to come somewhere.
Okay. Because at that point, the tractor no longer is his. It's the bank's.
It's the bank's.
Yeah.
He hasn't paid money.
Guys, I mean, you may say it's right or wrong, I don't know, but you've borrowed money.
You've borrowed money. Absolutely. No, it's borrowed money.
Yeah.
That means you are liable to pay as well.
Right. So guys, that's about it for vehicle loans, best practices, things to take care of, even when you have a financial crisis, how to handle. I think this was quite enlightening to me as well, especially the part of, making sure even after the loan is closed, getting a proper NOC.
Yes.
And removing the hypothecation.
Absolutely. That's totally required.
And I hope you learned something. Please let us know in the comment section below if you have specific questions. We'll direct it to Nikhil, and we'll make sure that at Kenstone Capital we'll address that query. Because we work with consumers, we work with banks, we can help you with both sides of the story. and we can help you take an informed decision. So thank you so much. Thanks, Nikhil.
Pleasure, Nikhil. Thank you.
So do
much.
subscribe and stay tuned for more future episodes, specifically instant app loans. See you in our next video.